Well, hello. Welcome to the Venus Cosmic Weather Report for this week, which is the 5th of September 2025. There is an awful lot of energy going on. How are we feeling still? Because this energy is very much now mounting to the energy of the eclipse, which will be on Sunday at 8 p.m., 8:09 p.m. That's CEDT time, which is French time. It's the Central European Daylight Time. So if you can work it from there wherever you are in the world. So let's get started. Just remember to subscribe and like if you like it. We are working. The energy is really taking a turn for me personally, and probably with you guys too. So there's a lot of times when we need to step back and sit down a little and just see how we're feeling. Working with all the tools that we've gained till now, and maybe helping a friend or two along the way. So a time of compassion, of love, as these blue dragons from the Pleiades who are working with this energy, working with that blue rose healing, working with that Mother Mary healing. I was with a friend yesterday. We just happened to go into a church after lunch, and there was this just amazing energy of the Mother Mary energy of compassion. And the place where we were having lunch, which is a place called Lamu, which is not far from where we live, there is a saint there that is all about the compassion, where he had a lot of money, horses, you name it, and he cut part of his robe, his cloak, because it was a long time ago, with his sword he cut part of his cloak off and gave it to a poor man with no clothes who was cold. And this energy of compassion and trying to enable others without getting in the way is more of an ascended way of working with energy. But right now we're working with the blue dragon of the Pleiades, which is working with that blue healing ray, which is, we don't call it healing, we call it wholeness, so it's enabling that. So I have got lots of things to talk about today. I'll get my glasses on and we'll get started. So, a very energetic week. How are we feeling? As we lead up to the lunar eclipse, it is rebalancing how we feel to create and bring in codes for a new path for all our journeys, no matter where we are or what we're doing. This energy is coming in on the red ray, our root system, clearing emotion that we no longer need. For this, we need a little space, some quiet time to allow this process to integrate. So if you're feeling a bit edgy, or maybe you're just feeling tired, or maybe you just feel you need to get away, in those moments, do it. Right now, your emotional bodies, your energetic bodies, your light bodies, there is a lot going on. You'll understand by the end of this report. So Venus, she's working still with the moon energy. She's a translator energy, and she's the whole left side, and she works with I am balance. She's working with the Lemurian coding. Now the Lemurian coding is a portal of energy which works on the 222, works with the angelic energy, the center of the flower of life. This energy, the 222, allows 5D energy and above to work with 4D energy and below. So it's activating a lot of things on planet and within us, because we are the inner solar system. You know, when we look out to the stars, we're looking at ourselves. It's a reflection of who we are. So let's dive into this inner solar system. And we're looking at Venus, like I said, the whole left side of our energetic energy center. She is within the moon energy, the wisdom of how we feel. The emotional body, mental and physical, are all at play with this within the solar plexus. Venus is enabling the translating of this energy so messages are clearer. If we take some time and connect to ourselves, this is a personal journey, readying our root energy center. So this is on the 417 of the 222. So if you have any energy, if you have your personal energy charts, look to see if there's any 417 anywhere, because this is where it will be coming in, as well as the root system, because this is a collective reading. So then I was asked to look towards Mercury, working on the 528 hertz on the 444. This is the conscious mind energy. This is the right side of the solar plexus. This is the place of I am feel. He's working with the light codes, working with the magnetics of the earth. Now, what does that mean? That means when these light codes are coming in, they're working with Gaia as well as you, so bare feet are needed. So if you're feeling you want a little bit of quiet time, take them shoes and socks off. Put your feet on the sand, in the sea, on the land, wherever you are if you can. It works on stone as well. The only place I've found earthing is not so strong is on tarmac. So if you find stone, if you've got a terrace or anything like that, all your earthing sheets and cables and bracelets, you know, earthing is very, very good when you're working with your conscious mind at the moment. Because as I said, Venus is bringing in all these messages. And so if we place our feet on the earth's magnetics, Gaia will help us at the moment. So Mercury is working with the light codes, working with the magnetics of the earth's bare feet on the ground will enable this energy, giving us all a bigger perspective so we can manage our way through the regressional energy within our emotional body. Regressional energy is taking us back to childhood, taking us back to past lives, taking us back to energy that we thought we had dealt with. And now is the time to say, okay, I've been working with this energy for quite some time, and now's the time for this energy to depart as new energy comes in. What have I learned from this? Even if it's a tiny thing. If it's a huge thing, then you've got a banquet of learning. But if it's a tiny thing that you've learned, that's enough. That's enough for you to walk on. And so you thank this energy. What we do with the Council of Three, you draw a 3 in front of you. You see the energy, whatever emotion it is, you thank it. You then say, thank you for this energy. This is what I've learned from it. Even if it's not to cross the road on a Sunday, you know, whatever you've learned from it. And then you thank that energy, and then you can say you can now go to the light. Now, interestingly enough, this week I asked the team, when we send energy to the light, what actually happens? Now, I work with a friend, Tavis, and we're about to go to Australia to do this amazing retreat in Denmark. So if you're around, give me a shout. Send an email to penfoldinfrance@gmail.com and I'll send you the details. We're going to be working down in Denmark. Well, when I say working, we're coming together with like-minded souls to open up the perspective that we're seeing through. And then Tavis and I are going off to play in the beautiful mountain in the middle of the red soil of Uluru. So yeah, so we will be around in Australia at the end of September. I fly out on the 21st. So if anyone's interested, give me a shout. Just let me know, and I'll let you know where we are. It's going to be fun. Anyway, back to where we were. We were just talking about the magnetics of the earth, regressional energy, emotional body. This is happening on a collective level. So there's a lot going on. We were talking about the energy of the 3 and what happens to light when we send energy to the light. And Tavis, who I was just talking about, he works with clients and he works with the Christ consciousness and sends energy of any attachments to the light. And I work with him, and I work with the frequency to kind of sew it all up at the end and to recenter. And one day, as I always do, we sit in together when we're working, and I actually saw the light beings coming in and taking this energy to the light. And so the other day, I was sat in meditation and asked, you know, what happens once these light beings take it to the light? And it showed them placing it into an energetic cocoon. It was stunning. This energy was just laid there in this energetic cocoon, and different frequencies were coming in and out like a heartbeat until it was ready. And then it resonated with the light outside gently, and then it just grew and off it went. A bit similar to a cocoon and a butterfly. Very similar, but on an energetic with frequency and light. But it was really, really nice. So when we are sending energy to the light that we have been working with, whatever that emotion is, just remember you're sending it off to rest, and then it will resonate, and then it will go off, and then it can go and do and expand how it feels that it wants to work. So remember, when we release these things, this energy doesn't just stop, it goes on. and it goes on. So you really are releasing. And so, that being said, when you invoke the three, you just say, I invoke the three, the energy of, say, sadness. This energy now I no longer need because I've learned blah, 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 blah from it. And I now release you to the light. And remember, these light beings do come in. I saw them. And then they took this energy away, and then they showed me what they did with it afterwards. So it was quite interesting from my perspective. But I think it's interesting that we should realise that when we use these phrases, we actually know where this energy, what's actually happening to this energy, rather than just, I release you and you carry on with your day. It's nice to know on an energetic where this energy actually flies to. So remember, this is happening on a collective level, this working with the light codes and the magnetics of the earth. So there's a lot of energy going on energetically, asking us to be kind to ourselves, give ourselves time and a break if we need it. So this energy can release with the intention of that it has had an offering to our lives, and we have learned through it, and then it can move on, contracts finished. So just remember that when you do release energy, give it the intention that it did have an offering to our lives and why. And I think that's beneficial to us all, because then we can finally let go. Then, interestingly enough, I was asked to look at Cupido. Now, Cupido we don't often talk about. If you have your personal charts, we do talk about it. But Cupido is a melange, a mixing of Venus and Jupiter. And when these energies come together, it expands. It creates a much larger view. But it also is a place where we can gain new knowledge, knowledge that we stored. When we came in to incarnate, we stored energy here for when we needed it along different parts of our journey, this life. So this is Cupido, and it's based right in the centre of the heart, right in the centre. And this is the energy of I am. And this is where, as I said, Venus is working with Jupiter, expanding and translating messages for us all through our hearts. This is energy, it's working within the centre of the heart, bringing energy that we incarnated with and saved for certain moments in this life, this journey. And what is this energy opening up for you within the centre of the heart? So all you have to do is say, I invoke the 963 on the 666. Think of this centre here, close your eyes, and just say, I am, and see what comes out. Or you can play 963 while you're sleeping. There are many ways to connect to this energy. Hands on it, ask. We all have our different ways. So we're just throwing that in there. It's at the centre of the heart. There's 5 frequencies around the heart, and this one's right in the middle. Then we go on to Uranus. Uranus is still based in the gateway of Hathor. This is the left of the third eye, and this is the affirmation, the energy of I am vision I see. And this is working within the gateway of Hathor, bringing in ancient codes in all of us within our DNA, readying us to hold more light and readying us all for expansion if that is our journey. The DNA energy, we were working through the spine on the physical body. So if you're feeling extra energy, whether it be heat, some may feel pain, some may feel bliss, some may feel nothing, just energy moving, whatever you're feeling. If it's pain, release it with 3 and look to whereabouts in the back it is. Is it at the bottom, our place of safety? Is it in the middle, the place of all that stuff, that gunk, that emotional energy that we no longer need? Or is it the top, where you just feel you've got so much on your shoulders? And then find out where it is, and then just ask it, I release all resistance in this area. I invoke the 3. I realise the DNA is expanding for my forward motion with the light, and so therefore I can release you. And see how it works for you. But yes, so Uranus is working with these ancient codes. This is all also being released into, there are pyramids at the base of of all oceans. There you are, I've said it out loud. They're all based on the bottom of oceans. They are very ancient. They work with the whale energy, the keepers of ancient codes. and they are releasing energy. I see it like bubbles coming. And I was working with some amazing women for the flotilla, going to Gaza, and we were holding a vigil, and I saw them, all these mer beings, the dolphins who are the messengers of all this energy, the whales who emit these messages from the ancient ones, which is enabled through these pyramids. And this was in the middle of the Mediterranean Ocean, and it was quite stunning how this energy was interacting and coming out, and the different colours, and the mer beings, how they were working with it, and they were all singing with their harps. It was lovely. So yeah, so there is a lot of this ancient energy coming out. We're going to Egypt on the, when is it? It's on the 7th. Yeah, the 7th, that's right. 7th of November. If you need any more information about that, let me know. I'm doing a radio show with Bart Sharp, so look on his radio show, and we will be talking about the journey to Egypt. And one of the places we are going is to this amazing lake in the desert with 3 waters. It's very healing, and just beyond there is where the ocean used to be 40 million years ago, and it's called the Valley of the Whales, and they are uncovering whale bones. Some of it is fossilized, so all this ancient coding is coming out and going into the air, so it's going all over the planet. So it's going to be quite interesting when we start working in these ancient sites, and how we are going to move forward with this, and how we are going to expand with this energy. So yes, that's Uranus. He moves very slowly, so he's still with that, that lilac flame dragon. He's still moving and shaking. Oh, sorry, that's Pluto with the lilac flame dragon. But Uranus, sorry, I'm going ahead of myself now. Uranus is that going down that new road it just arrives all of a sudden. We're either already going down there, we've been thinking about going down there, we've seen it, we know where it is, or we get pushed down there. This isn't fate. This is what before we incarnated, we made sure these certain points were in our life because we had a journey to go through. And this is a huge collective journey. This is a huge collective Uranus journey where all these codes are coming into us, working through our spine first and then fanning out. They've been coming into our light, and now they're going to come into the emotional, mental and physical state as well. So this is something to look out for. As I said, the DNA will be working through the spine. This is on 285 Hertz on the 999. So if you want to invoke it, I invoke the 285 on the 999. I am vision, I see, and see what comes in for you. If you look on your personal frequency charts, you'll be able to see where 963 is and see where it's working within your energy. So that'd be a nice look for people who've already had their charts done. Then we finally, drum roll, move up to lunar eclipse energy. This is on the 1185 Hertz, which is the ascended divine feminine, on the 555 Hertz, which is evolution. So this is bringing in more divine, ascended divine energy. So those of you with personal frequency charts, look to your Sirius A, which is your ascended divine energy, and play it, work with it to see what's coming in for you personally. But on a collective level, this is working on the evolution of the 9th gate, our crown energies. And so this is on the unity awakening line, enabling remembrance of unity. The moon is working with the Uranian heartstone of Ariel, offering balance of fire. So it's that balance of the flame and the feather. That's the energy we're working with at the moment. Mukite Jasper will bring nurturing, as the moon is on the degree of Mukite Jasper and joy. And anyone out there that works with crystals will know that Mukite Jasper is very soothing and nurturing. It's very divine, ascended divine feminine energy. In fact, I've got a big piece that I put on my balcony knowing this energy was coming in, and we've got these 2 new friends that have arrived in the garden, Mr. and Mrs. Pidge. They're 2 pigeons, and I work with pigeons at the Osiris temple in Egypt, so I recognise them straight away as code bringers. And then one day, me and my friends were up on the terrace in the back garden. I was on the grass in my pyramid, my friend was in the pool. And then I got up from a pyramid to talk to my friend, and I looked to the house, and there's the crystal balcony where I put my crystals to bring in those light codes, and there was the mookaite jasper. It's quite a big piece, and the pigeon was just sat on it with all those crystals, with those codes. So this energy is very, very, very prevalent right now of nurture and joy, especially it's the other end of this emotional turmoil. So mookaite jasper is very good. So if you've got any, or you see a little piece when you're out shopping, or someone gives you a piece, just remember it's very nurturing, and it works with Sirian A energy, that ascended divine feminine energy. This will enable our energy through this time, this mookaite jasper energy crystal. This energy is opening one of the 8 inner suns of Gaia through Kwawa. Okay, so now we're stepping into some very evolutionary energy. So Gaia has 8 inner suns, and we have an asteroid that is just on the outside of our sacral energy center. It's about 20 centimeters out. When you connect to your Kwawa, which is an asteroid it's way beyond, it's like within the Kuiper belt, so it's at the end of our solar system, but this is where much ancient knowledge is stored. And so the suns, like stars within Gaia, her consciousness, work with all these asteroids, and the 8 suns of Gaia work with the asteroid Kwawa. And Kwawa, the energy is opening one of the 8 inner suns of Gaia through Kwawa on the frequency of 77777 hertz, which is highly activational energy for this, and it's working on the red ray, and it's enabling the Albion state of Gaia to be remembered, that of union. So this 7th star works with many things, but I'm not going to mention them all now because this is just a quick report. But if you're interested, reach out. This works with the red ray, the Albion state of Gaia, and it's to enable us to remember union. So this is what's coming in to our root energy center, our base energy center, this red energy. And with the blue dragon of the Pleiades working with Pluto, well, it's working with Pallas Athena, which is 10 centimeters above your crown, and this is the energy that's coming in from the galactics, and it's placing this beautiful, I don't know if you've ever been in a church and you've seen Mother Mary, and she has a light coloured blue robe on. It's that blue that is being placed within all our fields, which when it comes into our field, it's then there for us to reach out and bring it into us consciously. Now this energy is enabling that of union, of remembering, of becoming whole. Let's get away from that word healing, of becoming whole again. So just remember, if you want to connect to 7777 hertz, I've put a link down below in all the information that we've talked about today, and you can click on that link and see where it takes you, see where it brings union into you, and how you feel that can come in. Very good to play right now in groups. It's very good to play around the house. It's just, it really activates that Albion state. If you're wondering what the Albion state is, the only recollection in our history of that was Camelot. The Albion state is very much in Scotland and all the Scottish Isles. That's where a lot of that ancient coding is there for the Albion state. It's also within the British Isles, and it works a lot with Celtic energy. So, just allow, if you play 777, just allow that energy and just feel that unity, and if that helps you see a vision of unity, and then work from there, or it may just come in straight for you. So that's quite interesting how the lunar, because it's a total lunar eclipse, It's bringing energy of the blue dragon of the Pleiades from our Pallas Athena, which is about here, which is our slice of the universe. This is collectively happening. So imagine the collective field is getting all this beautiful blue energy being placed in it to bring in wholeness. So it's there, like on a shelf, for you to call in if you want. It's the healing energy, that Mother Mary energy, that I've got you energy. No matter what, I'll be here. No matter what the journey, I am here. So yeah, and the lilac dragon, like I said, with the lilac flame of freedom, it is still working through Pluto. This is a full moon total lunar eclipse. It's a blood moon. It's coming on the red ray, and it's on the 7th of November, the 7th of September 2025 at 8:09 p.m. and that is CED time, which is Central European Daytime. So you can work it from there wherever you are in the world. So that being said, there's just one more thing that I'm going to be talking about. So we have the moon and we have the sun on when you're an astrologer on a chart, and we have the moon in 1185, which is working with the divine, ascended divine feminine energy, the crystalline energy. And then we have the sun working within 528, which is its home. It's where it's happy. This is working with energy of light codes. It's the light codes of Leo. And it's working, the sun is working with the light crystal coding for galactic remembrance. So we're going to see a lot more galactic energy. We've all been feeling this. Many people have been talking about it. But the galactics are showing themselves right now. Now, it's really difficult for them to become in form, because to generate that much energy and then to generate more of conversation is difficult. So it'll be coming in different ways. Although there is a lot of energy coming on planet, coming very soon over the next 2 years of galactic energy. So this sun, the sun on this eclipse is working with the light crystal coding for galactic remembrance. So star bathing at night, lay down on a sunbed or lay down in the grass, wherever you feel comfortable, and just bathe in those suns and see what the energy is coming in for you. Or moonbathing. Moonbathing, we're going to Bugarash on Sunday night to watch the moon rise over Bugarash. Going with some friends, so if anyone's around, we'll be there about 8:30. It's going to be lovely. And this is working with the Ascended Master El Moya. And he has like this magical cloak, much more than this, but a magical cloak. And so that's what this energy is doing. It's cloaking itself and coming in, and then allowing you, empowering you to say, I consciously work with that, or not, depending on your journey. So the sun is working with this light crystal coding for galactic remembrance. Star bathing, moon bathing is most excellent at this time. Working with the first inner sun of Gaia through Kwawa on the frequency of 1111 hertz. Now, this energy is working with the ascended male divine. That is the male God particle, like 1185 is the female God particle, because in this beautiful 3D moving, we're evolving from 3D, but in this wonderful 3D, everything has duality, including the God particle. So we have frequencies for that. So there is a link down below, and I've just, so you can just sit in that energy and see what comes through for you. But that's working with the first inner sun of Gaia, and the moon is working with the 7th sun of Gaia. And then I said, finally, lunar eclipse drum roll, but then we also have the portal of the 9-9 this week, which is the portal of remembrance, working on 963 hertz, and that's where Cupido is, on the 963, on the 666. Remember, the center of the heart. So it's a good day to just sit down and just connect. It's working with Isis and creating an opening and connecting with the fire energy of the Ascended Masters. So when I first started downloading this astrology of the Dragon and the Rose, I asked many questions, and they came in with certain, when I asked questions, with answers. And I asked about Ophiuchus, and this is what they said. When you work within Sagittarius, as many of you would call it, we call it the gateway to the Akash. You also have Ophiuchus, which is it's in between. It's an energy that is within. It's an inner vault of the gateway of Akash, and our inner vault of Ophiuchus, where the snake and the fire conjoin with man, human, the Kundalini of man, and here we talk of the extra spark of light to shine the light to enable a deeper picture within our DNA, working with karmic relationships on the awakening line of union, unity and communication. That is the message today. It's working within the Pleiades and the 7 sisters, the 7 Ankhs and the 7 doorways. So like I said, take a moment that day and play with the frequency and see what comes in for you. And again, for those with personal frequency charts, look to see where 963 is, to see where that energy is coming into your energetic system. So there's a lot going on, a lot. It took me quite a while to go through what needed to be voiced today, so we hope you enjoy it. It's a bit longer than usual this week, and all the information is below. If you can't click onto those links, I'm going to put this information on dragon'seyehub.com, and I'm going to put it on the blog, and it will be to do with the eclipse, the total lunar eclipse, which is on Sunday at 8:09 French time. So that being said, there we have lots and lots of information. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and thank you so much. And share, enjoy, step back, do what you need, be kind to yourself. We love you so much. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Have a great eclipse and portal. Bye.